Good morning, all of you. Let us start the class. Today's topic is the role of monetary policy. Before explaining about what is the role of monetary policy in an Indian economy, first we should know what we mean by monetary policy, how different authors have defined that. After that, what are the objectives of monetary policy, and finally we'll go to the role of monetary policy. This particular policy, both fiscal and monetary policy, is considered to be the macroeconomic tool to maintain the economic sustainability through economic development and economic growth. So the target will be economic growth and economic development, but this is a main tool to sustain that. So first, let us see what we're trying to mean about the monetary policy. It's very clear statement. The monetary policy always concentrate in two particular economic factor. One is the supply of money. Another one is the credit. So this particular monetary policy implemented by central government, that is a central bank of the respective nation. Most of the time, it is influenced by the availability of money supply and cost, how this particular money is utilized, what is a gap in the credit sanction. All these things are taken care by the monetary policy, but it has a specific objective. All these objectives are related with either money or credit supply or rate of interest. With these two particular predominant factors only, the monetary policy will be framed. But the technique of this particular policy, most of the time, concentrate on how to control the credit, how to fix the repo rate, how to handle the commercial banks, industrial bank, agricultural bank, cooperative bank. So different banks are there. They are the actual agent of the money supply. So it is a duty of the central bank to look over that all these things. So there are many techniques are there. In specific, I can say bank rate policy, open market operation, CRR, that is cash reserve ratio, and of course there is fixed cash reserve, variable cash reserve, a different thing. Apart from that, there are few selective credit control methods are there. So these are the some of the tools and techniques of the monetary policy. So with this basic idea, let us go to the definition of monetary policy. Actually, there are n number of definitions are there. Here I have mentioned only three which are in use. That is, it is in practice. One of the definition, RP Kent, he have mentioned about the monetary policy. How he is saying the management of expansion or contraction of volume of money. Very clear statement. Either you want to expand it or you want to restrict it. Which one? The volume of money. And of course, in circulation, that is, புழக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற பணத்தை எப்படி விரிவாக்குறது இல்ல சுருக்கிறதுங்கிறது தான் முக்கியமான ரோலா இருக்கு. That is the management of expansion and contraction of volume of money in circulation for the explicit purpose of attaining the specific objective such as full employment. So why they are doing? There are few economic indicators like full employment, inflation, and other economic indicators. In order to achieve their objective, the main tool is the supply of money. So either to expand or to restrict the volume of money which is in circulation. Explicitly, explicit means it's an open market operation will be there. So that's what RP can try to define. Monetary policy as a management of expansion and contraction of volume of money in circulation for explicit purpose of attaining a specific objective. Some of the you can write full employment, inflation, what is it, environmental protection, all these things you can write any two, but better to write full employment. One more definition by Shapiro. This definition is always holds good for any time, because this particular thing he have given indication that the monetary policy framed by the central government and it has control over the money supply, and why it is implemented in order to achieve the economic objective. So he made a very clear statement. Monetary policy is an exercise of central bank's control over the money supply as an instrument for achieving the objective of economic policy. So he made 5 different views. One is he is telling about the monetary policy. Who is doing? The central bank is exercising this. For what purpose they are doing? To control over the money supply. How it is using? It is used as an instrument. Why it is using? To achieve the objective of economic policy. So the monetary policy is nothing but the central bank's exercise for controlling the money in order to achieve the objective of economic policy as an instrument. So monetary policy is an instrument used by the central government to achieve the economic objective. It's a clear statement. So this is the considered to be the best definition for monetary policy. Then one more definition as given by Rowan. I'm reading his definition. It is his own words. The monetary policy defined as a discretionary action undertaken by the authorities designed to influence 3 things. What are they? Supply of money, cost of money, and availability of money. Most of the time, the cost of money we used to call it as a rate of interest. It may be receiving end or it may be in the giving end. So according to him, monetary policy is a particular action taken for 3 purposes. One is in order to maintain the supply of money, in order to maintain the rate of interest, in order to maintain the availability of money. Based on these 3 factors only, monetary policy will be framed. That's what D.C. Rowan have said. I will read his own definition. The monetary policy is defined as discretionary action undertaken by the authorities designed to influence the supply of money, cost of money, and availability of money. So, because this is the definition, you should write what they have given. You cannot write on your own. That is why I'm just reading the definition. But while they ask in section B, be clear with that. You should not say, you cannot write on your own words, especially this particular definition. You have to write the definition. It will be a confirmed question. So let us move to the what are the objectives of monetary policy. See, actually, all the definition try to mention the particular keyword objective of economic policy. So what they're trying to do, this particular monetary policy definitely having two twin forces. One is supply of money, another one is rate of interest. These two involved in that particular thing. Therefore, the monetary policy is not end of it; it is a beginning. Whenever the monetary policy is started, means it's nothing but all of a sudden the changes will not happen. You have to keep on impose that particular policy measures. Finally, we may try to reach towards the actual destination. Most of the time we move towards that but not actual objective. That is why this particular monetary policy was implemented by central bank of respective economy as a tool which is influencing 2 factors. One is supply of money, another one is rate of interest. Why they are implementing these two? There are many objectives are there, but 10 to 12 objectives, but depending upon the third world country or developing country or developed country, the objective may differ. But the common objective of all the countries, either it is developing or third world or developed country, these 4 are considered to be common. Apart from these 4, there are list of objectives depending upon the economic situation. The common objective of monetary policy is 4 things. One is how to stabilize the business fluctuation. We may say stabilizing the business cycle because it is a growth stage, it is a declining stage, it is a maturity stage. There are different stages for each product for different market. So the monetary policy should monitor all these business fluctuation. Based on that, it has to stabilize through the money supply or rate of interest. The second one, once you started stabilizing the business situation, the next objective should be that should be a price stability. When price stability is maintained, definitely the business fluctuation is will be handled in a better way. The third objective of a monetary policy, how to achieve economic growth in a faster manner. That is, what are the different economic indicators which should be sustained in order to achieve the economic development and economic growth. Finally, how to stabilize the exchange rate, especially the balance of trade and balance of payment. So any monetary policy will have a list of objective. In those list of objective, these four are predominant. One is stabilizing the business cycle. Number two, reasonable price stability. Third one, how to achieve the economic growth. Finally, exchange rate stability. So whenever they ask section A, what are the objectives, then you have to write one definition and you have to write these four objectives. Now, let us move to the actual part of the answer. That particular thing, there are 12 to 13 function I have listed. Before knowing that particular list of function, two things we should keep in mind. What are they? One is a direct way, another is an indirect way. The indirect way, it's nothing but how to control the money supply. This is a very direct action by the government through central bank. Another one is called indirect method. In this indirect method, they are having a tool, rate of interest, because it is not directly imposing to the public, it is imposing to the financial institution, non-financial institution, merchant banking, underwriting, all these institutions only they will instruct. They will, because these financial institutions are implementing what is required by the government. So the government is not directly involving the to the public. They will give instruction and other guidelines to the agents like the commercial bank, industrial bank, cooperative bank, all these non-banking financial institution or stock exchange, all these things they will give the guidelines, and those agents only will come and approach the public. So one is the direct approach, second one is the indirect approach. Direct approach related with the money supply and indirect approach related with the rate of interest. Keep these two main factors, then we'll go for the what are the role of monetary policy, especially in developing country like India. So suppose if they ask what is the role of monetary policy in India, means this is the list. In case of developed country, it is different, but our syllabus expects only about India. That is why I have given developing countries. Suppose if they in the question, what is the role of monetary policy in India, means don't write developing countries, write India. So how it performs, there are n number of functions. I am just giving a heading only. Very first one is developmental role. Developmental role means there are three different sectors: agriculture, industry, service sector. For all these things, money is a medium of exchange. So for all developmental activities, there should be a required money supply for them. For that particular development activity, it is a duty of the state government and central government should implement that through a particular banking system. Our centralized bank is Reserve Bank of India. So all developmental activities taken by the government will be supplied through central bank. So that is the development role of monetary policy. The monetary policy will give the instruction and guidelines to how to make the developmental economic activities. The second one is the creation and expansion of financial institution. Creation means it will create a new banking institution or non-banking institution or any other financial institution. Not only creating, suppose it's already existing, means it will expand that particular financial in even rural areas or any underdeveloped areas. So that is the second function of the monetary policy. The third one is we have to maintain effective central banking. Central banking in the sense it has a different primary function, secondary function, tertiary function. Primary function is related with the money supply. Secondary function related with how it functions with the other banking and non-banking financial institute. Third one is the service, that is providing bond and maintaining the economic stability. All these things they have to maintain the account. All balance of trade, balance of payment, all the account is submitted to the central bank only. It is the apex of all the banking system. So it should give a proper instruction to the commercial and industrial bank. For that, the monetary policy will help to maintain the central banking system. Then the fourth function is it is a duty of the central bank to maintain and integrate. Integrate means they have to relate both organized and unorganized money market. There are few registered companies, corporates, and other organized one is available. It is easy to maintain that. But there are compared to organized in India, unorganized money market is predominant. Nearly 70% of money transaction is unorganized only. Because suppose I'm giving 1,000 rupees to you for a book and you are purchasing that and you are returning a balance amount to me, then it is one money market transaction. Where it will be recorded, it's very difficult. So what government is doing, there should be a bill that GST is trying to have each and every citizen of India should have the permanent account number. This permanent account number is nothing but it is a link between the organized and unorganized, because most of the people are not able to register their transaction. So how to get the transaction of it? It is through the PAN number. So integration of organized and unorganized money market, it is the role of the monetary policy. Then another main function of government is we have to create a banking habit to the public. That is why the government has announced each and everyone should have a bank account on all transactions to taken place in that. The revenue department insisting that even when you want to start anything, they will ask for the bank account. For the supply of gas, they are asking their bank account because subsidy will be given. Why purposely they are doing? It will improve the saving habit of the public. Then 6-1, monetization of the economy. No economy will be in the equilibrium. Either it will be inflation or deflation. So when there is an inflation, how it should be handled? Suppose you want to curtail the circulation of money, the central bank will reduce their interest rate or repo rate in order to monetize that particular economy. So it is a duty of the central government through central bank, they will implement the money supply. How to control those things? Either it may be monetary measure or non-monetary measure will be there. So this is the main function of a monetary policy done by the central bank. Then one more important thing, the seventh point is very important because central bank only creating the interest rate structure. Commercial bank for fixed deposit, this is a rate. For loan, this is a rate. And for mortgage, this is a rate. For underwriting, so that particular interest rate structure is under the control of the central bank only. Who is deciding? The government is deciding. How it is implemented? Through central bank. How central bank can implement that? It is the apex of all banking and non-banking institution, and it will give instruction and guidelines to the both banking and non-financial institution. It will reach the public. If it is in the case of within the economy, there are different show. But international trade also involving debt management is one of the main function of the monetary policy. Keep it in mind only, they will frame the policy. India வந்து உலக வங்கியில இருந்து கடன் வாங்கிட்டு World Bank is lended, IMF have lended the money, Asian Development Bank has given the money. How we have to repay? We have to get this in this year. We have to repay this much. This much amount should be given to the defense. All this particular budget is based on the monetary policy only, or it is mutually dependent. Based on the budget, monetary policy will be amended. Based on the monetary policy we are trying to frame, we can adjust the budget. So it is mutually dependent. And one more important function of monetary policy, how to maintain the equilibrium in balance of payment. Not only balance of payment, the balance of debt. First, physical goods, balance of payment, the visible item. Even there are some invisible items are there. So they are. It is a duty of the central bank and the central government to maintain the balance of payment. They have to maintain that account. So monetary policy's important function is to maintain the equilibrium in the balance of payment. For that, they will take different actions. One more thing is, being a developing country, we are always facing some inflationary situation. It may range from 2 to 11%. Sometimes averagely it will be a 7% or 8%. How to control this inflation measure? It is the government will take some measure. Either it be monetary and non-monetary, both are coming under monetary policy only. They will control the money supply and they will take a tool, a rate of interest as a tool, and they will try to give government bond like this gilt-edged bond. All these things they will have a different measure, but it is coming under the duty of monetary policy. The last two, what I want to say is, The monetary policy will enhance the economic development, the economic growth, finally the economic sustainability through industrialization. They will provide long-term loan for industrial development. Even in the pandemic situation, the government has announced the loan will be extended to MSME, that is micro and small industries. Now, they have given loan with a very low interest rate. Why they are doing? In order to survive the economy. So who is doing this? The central government is doing through central bank, through the instrument called monetary policy. Finally, the monetary policy is responsible for reforming the rural credit system. The credit system is in the hands of monetary policy. Depending upon the economic situation and international economic situation, the monetary policy will be implemented. There are a number of tools are there, like open market operation, bank rate policy, selective credit control. They are having different things. In that particular selective control, there are quantitative measures and qualitative measures. So what I have given in this particular slide is only the heading. If you make 2 to 3 sentences for each heading, that will do answer for your section B. Because I have given 12 points, at least you should write 8 points. Write any best 8 points that you know. Make 2 to 3 sentences in each heading. That's what I have given the explanation for that. If you write, you can score full marks in that. So as far as not only in the model but also the semester examination, the role of monetary policy in India is an important question, and in the next class you have to prepare that particular assignment. Write first what do you mean by monetary policy, then write any two definitions. I have given 3 definitions, write any 2 definitions, and then the list of objectives. There are many objectives are there. Importantly, those were the common objective of only 4. What are they? How to stabilize the business cycle, how to maintain the price stability, how to achieve economic growth, and exchange rate stability. These are the main and common objective of any monetary policy. Either it will be a third world country or a developing country or a developed country or super country, whichever be. But these 4 are main objectives of the monetary policy. So based on that monetary policy, there are 2 different tools are there. One is the money supply, another one is the rate of interest. The money supply is a direct action. Rate of interest is indirect action. There are some action will be done directly. It is through money supply. The rate of interest is it is also central bank's action only, but it is not direct, it is indirect. Why? They are giving instruction and guidelines to the bank agent, financial agents like commercial bank, industrial bank, cooperative bank, and other banks, and non-banking financial institutions like factoring, leasing, merchant banking, underwriting. For these also there is a set of rules will be there. So it will not directly instruct the public. It will instruct the banking and non-banking financial institutions. Through that, they will control the economic growth and economic development. It try to include that. So finally, you write any 8 function. You have to make 2 to 3 sentence for each heading. With this, I am winding up the class.